What's up, Mortgage Coach community? Dave Savage coming to you live out of Portland for a mortgage strategy interview. And we are right at the beginning of spring home buying 2019. And so I am trying to interview top producers. Noel is closing over 100 loans a year out of Boise, Idaho. So Noel Smith, welcome to the community, buddy.
Hey, Dave. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Good. Well, I'm looking forward to learning more about your mortgage practice. I know you're active in the Mortgage Coach community. You've watched some of our mortgage strategy interviews on our YouTube channel. Are you very active in our Facebook group? Just curious.
Yeah, almost daily. So I think it just provides so much great content that I'm always on it, looking for good tidbits of advice to move forward and implement for sure. It's a great
Good. Good. Well, if you guys are watching this in YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our Mortgage Coach Facebook group. So, Noel, for people who don't know you, because this is my first interview with you, I already told them where you're at, but tell us a little bit about your mortgage practice, and then we'll get into some strategies.
Yeah, so been in the business since 2003, and I've worked for Fairway for about 5 years now. It's me and my LOA, who's just a huge asset to me. Production-wise, I've done around 22 to 25 million over the last 3 to 4 years. So I would say about 95% purchase business, but a little more refi lately with some cash out refinances. But yeah, I love what I'm doing. Again, based out of Boise, and just a lot of changes going on right now, and I like what's going on. It's been great. So. Nice.
Well, congrats on the success. I mean, anybody that's closing over 100 loans annually is killing it. So real quick, before we get into the mortgage strategies, what is your tech stack? What technology do you use that drives your mortgage platform?
Yeah. So Mortgage Coach is at the heart of it for sure. So I use it daily with my customers. I'm with my CRM. We use a CRM called Motivator, which basically my full day is revolved around it from a task perspective. I use some other things such as HomeBot. I do a lot of the socials and the personal branding thing. So mostly my days consist of my CRM, Motivator, and Mortgage Coach.
Love it. And so for anyone listening to this, the modern mortgage professional uses their CRM daily, hourly. They use Mortgage Coach as their advice engine. I'm hearing HomeBot come up more and more often in the marketplace. I know you're using Social Survey to capture reviews.
Absolutely. It's huge. I should have mentioned that. Social Survey has been so big, and really referring it to right now where you have to differentiate yourself. Social Survey has been just huge because a lot of people are going online for reviews, and that's just a great place to start. So.
Yeah, no, I love that. Well, let's get into it. Real quick before we move off tech stack, I know you're also using Optimal Blue. So you're using the Mortgage Coach Optimal Blue integration.
100%.
Do you feel like that's saving you time,
Yeah. I think our focus on our daily meetings with my partner LOA is, I need to get in that position of saving time daily. So she is helping me out with starting the file with an Encompass, going through Optimal Blue, pricing it out, and going into Mortgage Coach. So I'm trying to get, once the client is interviewed and we're moving forward, getting it to Mortgage Coach as soon as possible to present to them, because I think it's just the best way to differentiate yourself in the market right now. So.
Love that. Well, let's pull up one of your total cost analysis. I'll tell you when I see your screen, and then let's walk them through a kind of a family story, a strategy, how you use Mortgage Coach to deliver advice and create unique value.
Sure. So this is a Mortgage Coach I just did this last week. So we do annual reviews, and this client was looking to obviously lower his rate, take off some mortgage insurance, and save some money over the life of the loan. So initially he was coming to me and dead set on a 30-year fixed product and lowering the rate, which we presented here in option 1. But through the conversation, as far as time horizon in the home, and his goals being in that home and his family's goals of how long they're going to be in the home, I really wanted to present options 2 and 3, which were a 20 and 15-year fixed product. Take it down here. And he basically was looking for around a $2,700 to $2,800 monthly budget. He wasn't in the frame of mind to even look at a 15-year, but once we presented it to him along with his net worth and the savings over the life of the loan, we refinanced him into the 15-year. Obviously, from a rate perspective, much better, and it fit his budget. And more from a net worth perspective, it really helped him out. Because a lot of people, I think they're just looking for, they're looking for 30-year fixed. What's your rate? What's your fees? We expanded that to what is the big picture here. And ultimately, he went for option 4, which I'm really pleased about, because over the life of the loan, he's going to save a lot more money. Yeah,
it's all about helping that family make a better mortgage decision that aligns with their goals and helps them build wealth with real estate.
100%.
And I love, while it's spring home buying season, rates are low, and you got to get out there and get after it with your past clients. So scroll to the top real quick. I just want to call out to everyone. He's doing a great job of personally branding himself, company logo, personal brand. If you could scroll to the bottom real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a next level enhancement. We're excited to launch our integration with Social Survey. Check that out. I mean, how important are online reviews? We all know how important they are. A lot of you mortgage professionals out there work hard to get these. And now you also have a place to publish those for your clients. So all within the home buying experience, the refi analysis experience, it's got numbers, graphs, charts, and it's got your social survey reviews. How do you like that, by the way?
Oh, I just noticed it today, and I literally sent out a group email to my team, and I said, this is crazy right now. So I think between 4 of us in our branch, there's been about almost 3 or 4 TCAs that have gone out with this, and it's huge. It's huge. It's a huge value add. So I'm pumped.
Well, think about this for everybody watching this interview. Everybody is shopping. The question is, are they grinding you? And the second question is, do they grind you at the point of sale, or do they wait until you put the home in escrow and now they grind you? Or they don't. So you need to deliver that best customer experience, and that best customer experience is a total cost analysis with your online reviews into it. And then I noticed that there's a video here. How often are you adding videos to your total cost analysis?
100%. I do. It's funny how it kind of worked out, but I'm based out of Boise, but I probably have about 30% of my business. I'm from the Gorge in Oregon.
Oh, cool.
So I actually, a lot of it, like video, has really upped my percentages, and obviously they're not coming to my office, those people there. I'm doing them for the ones in Boise too, 100%. But I really feel like I don't think I would have got the market share. I know I wouldn't have without Mortgage Coach in a small area that I grew up in, and I really love doing work at. I've done their business there for 10 years, and it's just expanded due to video. So, and I didn't mention I do BombBomb too. So, I think video has been such a key moving forward, and I'm glad it's available.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Well, so this was a good example of how you're, reaching out to past clients, adding value. You did a term reduction refi, which is obviously a loan, and referrals. Let's go through, a home buyer scenario. What would it look like if I was a home buyer that was getting pre-qualified from you? So
sure.
we could get a feel for what that sounds like. And before you walk us through this story, I'm always trying to get the scripts. Like the best loan officers have the best openings. Like, how do you position yourself as a mortgage coach, or how do you position yourself as a mortgage professional? What's that sound like?
Yeah, well, a lot of the TCAs that I'm doing are really basic. Clients want to see. The starting point of our conversation is, hey, what's my monthly payment? Does it fit within my budget? I always say that, hey, I can qualify you for a certain purchase price, but that's got to fit your budget. That's got to fit your family goals and such. So, a lot of times I'm looking at just price points. Here is the different price points. Here are the monthly payment differentials between those price points. A lot of times people don't realize the monthly payments. There's not a big variance between, in this case, 300 to 350. The payment's only it's not even going up $100 every 25,000. So
Right.
It's not a huge difference to what people are doing, but from a visual perspective, it's consistent. I do it every time. And then we can kind of expand if they want to look at other things like upfront mortgage insurance or versus monthly versus split, those things. I kind of want to start at a certain just simplistic, and then we can expand after that. Because a lot of times it starts like this and it's 3-4 TCAs down the road, it's totally different. But I like that because I'm giving them options. It's not just here's your 30-year fix, here's your rate and fees, but here's the macro picture. If that makes sense.
So if I heard everything you said, this is a example that you'd give at the point of sale, TBD. Here's different options based off of different purchase prices, and then that's the beginning of the story. But then this gets updated throughout the story, or do you create a whole new TCA? Like, how do you do that?
No, I will use this as the template. I will go back into Mortgage Coach and maybe do a fourth option or update it to split MI or upfront MI. I'll update the video because a lot of times they look at that quote date and I want them to show that, hey, here's my daily new option. So yes, I'm doing multiple videos, multiple options throughout the process.
Got it. And then when they get it into escrow, it's now even getting more fine-tuned.
Yeah.
And then throughout the process until you close it, this is your advice platform. So
for sure.
At the point of sale, throughout the close, and then he's doing annual reviews. So he's continuing to update it and always give that client the best advice. So one quick question, and then I want to just drill down on this a little bit. When Josh Metal, and you'd mentioned when we were doing our prep for this, he's someone that you watch and you've learned a lot from.
100%.
Before he gives the total cost analysis, he frames it. And his scripting goes something like, my total cost analysis is going to make selecting the best mortgage program ridiculously simple for you. It's going to include your rates, your payments, your closing costs, your cash to close, and it's going to go way further than that. It's going to compare different loan programs, and at the bottom line, it's going to make this process ridiculously simple. So that's, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that's how Josh preframes it. How do you preframe it? What does it sound like before you give the TCA so that when they get it, they're excited about it? How do you preframe?
Yeah, so I frame it as, hey, client, I want to structure this so not only are we making it as simplistic as possible, we're looking for and focused on your long-term time horizon in the home. So I want to make this very simple initially, but I want to show from a wealth perspective down the road what makes the most sense, and that it's from a scripting perspective. I don't have it nailed down like Josh so much, but a lot of times it's, let's make this as simple as possible. Here's your payment. Here's your funds to close. Let's look at the left portion of this analysis, and then let's get that zoned down. And then on the right side, let's look at the macro picture of it. Well, so I piece it into the left and then the right. So I'm not hitting them with too much info, but if I do it that way, it seems like it's a really good flow moving forward.
Yeah, and there's science to what you're doing. I want to break down a couple key concepts for everybody watching this. Every loan officer shows the monthly, monthly cost, monthly rate, and cash to close. But what he's saying is, hey, I'm going to do that, but then I'm going to show you cost over time. I'm going to show you wealth strategies over time. Yep. So it's short term and long term. And what is that? That's uncommon transparency. And when you provide uncommon transparency, you get fast and uncommon trust. So that helps. And then he's delivering it with graphs and charts. He's delivering it with graphs and charts plus a video. So he's, amplifying that I'm a local referral-based mortgage professional. So great science for selling stuff. Do you ever use the features in Mortgage Coach where you show that, hey, if you invested some of the savings from this program, you could prepay your mortgage and pay off your interest faster, or you could invest that money in an offset account and build wealth faster? Do you ever use those features?
I do. I don't use it on 100% of my clients because I need to kind of button that down, but I do. Not 100%, but we're moving towards that for sure. Because I think it's easy. It's simple. If you go through it, it makes more sense than
yeah, well, it also makes your competition look less professional and less expert, because if you show them, and I do recommend Mortgage Coach Community, best practice during spring home buying season is use that feature. Even if it's not exactly what the consumer is going to do, it shows that you have their best interest in mind. When you said, hey, if you make a $200 prepayment, look what would happen, and look at your cost over 5 years, your competition looks incompetent. And then if you do get in that rate shopping battle, and let's just assume that the competition has a higher rate than you. I did a mortgage strategy interview with Aaron Nutzman, where he then says, oh, and I'll put a link down below. In the situation that he had, it was $2,800 over 5 years. And he just told the client, hey, with all the value I've given, you're approved. I know the other lender, it was an online lender, is 3/8 less in rate. That's $2,800 over the next 5 years. And it was just like off the table, and so showing the cost over time also reduces price exceptions. And if you listen to that interview with Aaron, he said, hey, sometimes when it's like 5,000 or 10,000 over 5 years, I need to do a price exception, but I'm doing less of a price exception because of the way that I'm navigating that conversation. So if you want to win the maximum number of loans in spring home buying 2019, do it with a total cost analysis, put a video on it. If you're using social survey, tell your manager, hey, I want this social survey integration. Again, you've got to be an enterprise client of both Mortgage Coach and social survey. But if you are, it's like flipping a switch. Tell your manager you want this. And if you're watching this and you don't have Mortgage Coach at the corporate level, tell your management that you need Mortgage Coach and social survey. So hey, Noel, you watch a lot of our interviews and our calls. Anything you're doing that you think we need to close out with? Like, let's wrap up the interview, but is there some moves you're making or some things that you think would be valuable to the community?
I think just being consistent. I mean, I think the next level when I went from a production standard going to 100 plus loans a year is I use Mortgage Coach on every single one. It used to be, hey, when it was time efficient to do it. Now over the last 2 years, and that's when my production went up, I use it on 100% of my clients. So it's just more, it doesn't have to be the most edgiest, here's the new kind of shiny object. It's do it every time, do the video every time, make it as simple as possible, and be consistent day in, day out. And I think that's absolutely been the benefit of that from a production standpoint. And bottom line, it just saves time, daily time, because I want to be in those positions where I'm calling people and just having the time to do that. And I feel like Mortgage Coach is kind of the epicenter of that and what is needed moving forward. So
love it. Well, I love this. I want to make sure you guys get some scripts. This is a great point of sale script. When you open with the client, talk about how your advice helps them build wealth with real estate faster because of smarter mortgage decisions. Talk about how you manage that mortgage over time. In terms of how you differentiate with realtors, make sure you're differentiating not by how fast you close loan. Make sure you're differentiating because you create a sense of urgency with those clients. You're able to, make that loan happen. You're able to make urgency, like right here, instead of, that first-time home buyer taking 3 months to 3 years. You have a great conversation with them, and you're able to get them off the fence in escrow. So that's how you execute during spring home buying season. Also, for anybody who's not familiar with the Mortgage Coach community and you're watching this, the technology piece of Mortgage Coach is what you just saw, is Noel and how he uses that. If you're not with an enterprise client like he is, it's $90 a month. And if you're not using Mortgage Coach, it's a loan a month. You know, you pay, you lose a loan that you would have otherwise got. By the way, Noel, would you agree that using Mortgage Coach at the point of sale helps you close more loans?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. It's you have to have it.
Yeah, you have to have it. And you're with a lender who provides this for you or subsidizes for you. It's less, but we are here to help you close more loans. So there's the technology. That's what you pay for. That's the total cost analysis. That's Rate Watch, the Rate Watch app, and then free to everyone. And right now you're watching a video on our YouTube channel. Every mortgage professional is invited to be part of our YouTube community. We work really hard to make this Netflix for mortgage professionals. Only difference, you make money when you use Mortgage Coach and when you watch videos on it. We also highly recommend that you connect with us on Facebook. We've got an awesome Facebook community. It's Mortgage Coach Productivity Mastermind. So check out our Facebook group. Connect with us there. Hopefully you have gotten value from today's call. Noel, I really appreciate you taking time to come in here and bring value. And hopefully everybody watching it, you got value. If you like this video, click down below, give us a like, share it with your mortgage friends. And Noel, I look forward to interviewing you again and sharing more strategies with the community.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, Dave. Thanks so much for your time.
All right. Thank you for your time. Take care, buddy.
Take care.